Hi, this is a payment management systems developed in Python. The whole idea of this very one is to work out the weekly wages of an individual. So let me show you guys how it works. Okay, right here you can always enter your name. Let's say I enter my name and employer. Let's say I work for X-ray. Okay, and how many hours worked? We'll talk about, let's say 45 hours or 40. And right here my address, let's say we showed you. Okay, that's supposed to be my address, and my NI, and so all you just need to do is then click on the weekly salary, and there, okay, you get the tax that is deducted. Well, that's your net pay, that's your gross pay. If you look at the tax that is deducted, if you add this to this, that will give you this, and that's your overtime pay. And we also have a payslip. You can click on the system for it to generate a payslip for you. You can see your name there, address, whoever you work for, national insurance number, hours worked, and so on. Okay, so you can also reset, enter another member of staff's name. Let's say we go for, maybe Peter or Perry. Perry is fine. Perry Peters. Okay, and he works for, maybe he works for the same company, X-ray, and hours work. At what rate? A rate of pay, let's say it's getting about £25 an hour. Address, let's say London Road. One, 2, 3 London Road, and national insurance number. Okay, all you do is add that together, as you notice, because he has not worked over 40 hours, so there is no overtime there for him. Now let's generate a payslip for him. That's his payslip right there, and that is it, guys. So what I will do now is to take you guys straight into Python development environment, and we will put one of these together. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, we'll start a new project. Go to file, and right there let's enter as follows. We're going to import the following. I'm going to need my, let's go for the time. That will be date time. I'm going to need that. Then I will also need to import from, tick enter, import it all there. And the other library I'm going to need will be time, really. So I'm just going to copy that and paste that in there. I will need the time as well. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's start with the following. So that's the name for the project. Okay, we need an equals there, and let's give it a title. The title, and that should be lowercase, and the name of my product will be, maybe I should just call it payment or payroll. Let's just call it payroll. Right, That's the title right there, payroll system. Okay. Now let's set our geometry that will decide the size of the screen. Okay, I'm going to make that 1350 by 650 plus 0 coordinate right there. That is that. Okay, so let me just run this up here. Okay, let's save this application now and just run it and see what's happening. So I've called that payroll underscore weekly. Alright, that's my weekly payroll there. So save that. Now let's just run it so that you see how the interface looks. That's it. Okay, that's the geometry that I defined for the application. Alright, close that and let's start with, I'm going to start with what I'm going to refer to as top. That will be my frame right at the top. So and assign it to the root of the program and the width of the frame 1350. Okay, for the height at the top, let's make that approximately 50. Right, now let's set a border of 8 and relief. Let's make that, let's erase that actually. Okay, there. And then you must make sure you pack top itself and side equals right at the top. So that is that taken care of. Okay, so let me run this so that you guys see the frame itself. And there, that's the frame right now. Okay, so the next thing is to enter my sub frame. So those are the lines of codes for the frames that will be underneath, right underneath this top frame. So let me just run that for you guys. Let's save it first. I'll run it, then you see what I'm talking about. Right there, the first frame and the other frames. It's 1, 2, and 3 here. Okay, this one I'm going to make sure this one extend this way. And right here we have my Payslip, and this will be just for all the other information. Okay, let's close that and continue. Now, the next thing I will do, or I would like to do, is to re-enter my information title. So I'm going to call that LBL info K equals label. Just make that a label, and the label I want it inside tops right here, this very frame at the top. Okay, enter a comma there. Then the font, that is my font. So let me go for area. Okay, that is it right there. And the size, let's go for approximately 60, and we also need it to be bold. Alright, we need a comma here. So that will be the font for the list or for the title. Now the text for this title equals, let's just put a space in there and just call it, I'm going to call that payment management. 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . systems right there. Then I need a border for it. The border, let's go for 10 and just close that. Then we also need to get it in a grid right here. So the grid will be equals to 0 by 0. Okay, row equals 0 and the column equals 0 as well. So we can just save that or press Ctrl S and press F5. Get that out of the way. That is that sorted. So we have the title up there. Now that the title is in place, let me just create the other components that I intend to use. So I'm going to call this one LBL name equals label, and I want this very label to be right inside this frame right there, F1A there. Okay, and the text on it equals, I'm just going to call that name, comma. Then the font, let's make the font 16. Just copy this font, paste it there, change this to 16. Alright, so the border equals 20, and let's put a grid on it. So that will be 0 by, let's go for 0 by 0. Okay, so if I run that, let's save and run it and see how it will look like. There, that's how it looks for now. Okay, so let's come back in here, and right there I'll just speed up the rest, design the rest of the labels. Let's copy this and just paste it right there and rename it. Okay, this will be address. Okay, and the column of the address, that'll be in row 0 and column 1. So if I run that, it will be on the other side. Okay, let me just show it to you guys. That's how it will look for now. Why you won't be able to see the rest except if I change the rows. Let's say I change this to 1, 2 and 3. Save, press F5. That's what you will see. Okay, so let's just speed that up. For now guys, this is how all the labels look like. So let me just run it so that you see what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, so let's add the entry widget to it. So for the entry widget, the one that will be called, I'll just call it txt name equals entry, and I also want that in FL1, comma, and let's get a text variable in place. So I'm going to call the text variable name, as simple as that, comma, and the font, I'll make the font 16 as well. So let's just copy this, paste it there. And then we need, let's add a border to it, make that 16, and the width, make that 22. Justify equals left, and let's close that, and let's wrap it up here. Dot grade, and let's paste that in row equals 0 and column equals 1. Close that, press we'll press Control S and press F5. Okay, let's see what happened there. It's not defined. It is defined. Let's see. Oh, that should be 1. Right. Run it. Okay, let's see again. Oh, name is not defined. Let me define the name. I should have done that earlier. Maybe just put something here and just say equals. So that is the name defined now. Let's run it first. Okay, that's it. So that is how it looks like. So if I want one for address, that means I have to define another variable there for address. I can just copy that, paste, and change that to address. Copy, and that is the address defined. And just copy all of these, paste it underneath there, change this to address. This very one here, and change the text variable name to address as well. Then we also need to change this to 3. So if we run that, run it right now. Okay, there, this is how the system looks now. So I'm just going to speed that up. Okay, just speed that up now. Okay, those are the lines of code for the entry widget. Okay, maybe I should just put a comment there. Just say entry widget. Those are the lines of code, and right here the lines of codes for label, and right up there I now have all of my variables in place. Variables, those are the variables I intend to use. There they are. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is I'm going to declare just one single text widget that I'll be using that as my payslip. So change that to text widget. I'm just going to copy all of these, paste this there, and change the name to txt payslip, and change this. I'll just copy that and paste it there. Right. Okay, let's change this one to 1, and here that'll be 0. I really don't need all of these components in it. Okay, so let's get rid of that and change this to frame number 2, and right here I want the height. Let's make the height approximately 22, and the width, let's make that about 34, and the border for it, let's go for about 16. Font, just copy that again. That's the font for it anyway, right there. Let's make that 12. 16 might be too big, and close it. Then, but let me just run it so that you guys see. I will comment this out. I don't think you guys have seen. I don't think you've seen this in action. So let's run it, and you see what I'm talking about. Right there, and here, this is where we have my pay slips. Okay, so let's close that. Open this payslip up. I need a label for this payslip. Just copy this, copy that very label, paste it right here, and right here change this name to Payslip because I need it to be clear. And here I also need, let's enter, it's not going to be a Payslip, that'll be, I want it to display time, the date really, so get rid of this, and that will be F2 as well, the frame. Okay, so let's make this about 21. Get rid of all of this border and so on. Get rid of this, and now then the role is 500. Now I need to change this to date. Have a date of order. Okay, do I have, I should have a variable date of order. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now so all I then need to do is to attach date of order. That is it. Let's get the spelling right. Date of order. Let's make sure it's correct here as well. Alright, so date of order dot set. Okay, let's say time dot strf time, and that will be for the date will be pound d slash percentage m slash percentage y, and close that. So that should give me the dates really. Okay, so if I run it, what will happen is we should get the dates right on top of the payslip. Let's see. I have a date, but there's an error somewhere. Okay, let's see. Right here. Alright, let's take care of that. Okay, the height is taken care of, so let's see again. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now what is left is let's create some buttons here. Okay, right underneath here I'll now create my button. Okay, so those are for my buttons. Let's press enter so that you guys can see it right here. So let's start with my button. I'm going to call a BTN salary. Okay, equals button, and I want it to be resident inside F1B, comma, and txt equals, let's call that weekly salary. Get rid of this. Okay, then we have a comma there, so I'm just going to use the following command: equals wages. Let's call it just wages, or weekly wages. Weekly wages. That would be my command that I will use. Okay, let's pad it. Pad, that will be 16, and make that 16 as well. Then border, make that 8. For color, make that black, and the font, copy that font. Let's come down here so that you can see the font for this. Let's change that to about 16. Yeah, then the width equals 14. Then we want the height make that 1. Close that dot grid, and that will be in row equals 0, column equals 0. Okay, alright, so let's run it, but there will be an error, so let me take this off for now. That is supposed to be the method or function. Okay, that's it right there. Alright, so that's the button. You've seen that. Undo the, so that one is back there. So what I would do now is just pick that up. So we just speed it up for the other buttons. Now we now need to declare all of this, like I said earlier on, but they will give us an error. But let's delete it so that you see how all the buttons look like. Delete this other one as well. Reset. You can always get them back. And delete this. Delete this one as well. Exit. Okay, so we need to change the name of this button. This is reset. Okay, so let's run it. There we go. Those are all my buttons, but right now none of them do anything. So with that, I'll call it the end of the very first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the second part. Thank you.